So, what we discussed in the previous class?
About data center.
Yeah. So, so we discussed about the Linux, right? So, how to
Right.
download the Linux, how to download the VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox.
Yeah. What is virtualization?
Yeah. So, how to download the OVM, Oracle VirtualBox, and so there is a dependency package for OVM. So that is Microsoft Visual C++ or 2019 or whatever it may be. You can download, and you can download the CentOS 9 ISO. Right. So these are the three softwares you need to download for installing the OS. So today I will discuss about the, so we will install the OS. Then we will discuss about the architecture of the, so how to install CentOS 9 on Oracle Virtual Machine. So then we'll discuss the architecture, the architecture of the Linux OS. So we'll discuss today these two topics. Okay. So how to install, how to download. You already downloaded the, right? So go to control panel. So I think I already, mm, what is that? OVM, Oracle Virtual Machine. So I already installed the Oracle VirtualBox, right? So deleting this Oracle VirtualBox, guys. So click on remove, right click, remove, delete all files.
So is it something that I'll have to do parallelly with you, Hari?
Sorry?
Should I do it parallelly with you or post
No,
this
no, no, no.
class
I
and
will
then?
provide the recording. You can watch the class.
Okay.
So I will provide you the recordings. No need to write anything. You just watch the recording later. Okay?
Okay.
I will give you the recording. So you can
Understood.
you
Yeah.
can install the OS later. Okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So how you can shut down or any Linux machine? Init 0. So init 0 is for the shutdown of the OS. Okay. So I will tell you now what is. Yeah. So I'm removing CentOS from the Oracle VirtualBox. Right. This is now empty Oracle VirtualBox. I'm uninstalling Oracle VirtualBox from my machine also. I will show you from scratch how to install Oracle VirtualBox. So how to uninstall the any software in the Windows. So go to the control panel and programs and features. Next, go to the programs and features. In the programs and feature, right? So whatever the softwares you installed, those softwares will be showing in the these programs and features. So where you can uninstall these programs. So you can uninstall the softwares on the control panel. Go to the control panel. Next, programs and features. Okay. So right click on the Oracle VirtualBox. So and uninstall the package. Okay, uninstall the package. So it will uninstall the Oracle VirtualBox is an open installer. Yeah. Yeah, I want to uninstall. Yes. Yeah. So it is uninstalling the Oracle VirtualBox. Yeah. Meanwhile, you need to download the Oracle VirtualBox and that we already downloaded, right? Tested. So let's see. Downloads. Okay. If you click the downloads, right? So VC++ and Oracle VirtualBox we already downloaded, right? Why is it taking this much time? You see, refresh. Yeah, the Oracle VirtualBox is uninstalled. So now you can install the Oracle VirtualBox. Okay. Uh, Yeah. So this is you already downloaded the Oracle VirtualBox. Yeah, guys. I'm installing the Oracle VirtualBox. Yeah, this is the setup. You double click the Oracle VirtualBox, and you already know, right? Just next, next. Yes, next. Install. One second. Yeah, you see, right? There is a fatal error menu. So, a fatal error has occurred. Please check the installation log for more information. Alternatively, consult the forms of the documentation of a Oracle VirtualBox. So, what we need a dependency package. First, we need to install the that Microsoft VC C++ 2019, right? That is the dependency package for installing the Oracle VirtualBox. So, first, you need to install the dependencies packages, then we can install the Oracle VirtualBox. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can remember this word. So while doing the package management software installation on the Linux, so I will discuss the what is the dependency softwares. Okay. So first we need to install a dependency software. Then we can install the Oracle VirtualBox. So which is the dependency software? Microsoft Visual C++ is the dependency software for installing the Oracle virtual box. Okay. So what is the steps? So what are the steps you need to follow? First, install the VC Microsoft VC plus plus. So second, we need to install the Oracle VirtualBox. Then we can install the CentOS, CentOS 9 on OVM, Oracle Virtual Machine. Okay. Okay. So then you next install the Oracle VirtualBox. Just double click the Oracle VirtualBox. Yeah. Click yes. Yes. So now just click the yeah, double click. Yes. Right. Next. Accept. Next. Yes. Next. Install. It will install the Oracle Virtual Box. Okay. Finish. You see? So before installing the Oracle VirtualBox, we installed the dependency software. What the dependency software? The dependency software is so Microsoft VC plus plus, right? So now Oracle VirtualBox is installed. So now Oracle VirtualBox is installed. You can start the Oracle VirtualBox. Yeah, this is the Oracle VirtualBox, right? So in this is acting as a virtualization. So you can install number of OSs. You can install the number of OSs based on your configuration. Right. I have a 16 GB of a RAM. So I can install a number of OSs. So CentOS 9. I'm installing the CentOS 9. In the Linux, it is the type of the Linux. Subtype is Red Hat. Version is something like Red Hat. 64-bit. Okay, so next, so how much GB of a hard disk we need to install the OS? So 20 GB, I took default 20 GB of a RAM to install hard disk to install the OS. Okay, next, yeah, it's automatically took the 2 GB of a RAM and one processor. 2 GB of a RAM and one processor disk. For installing the OS, we took the 20 GB of the hard disk. Okay, next. So it's a CentOS 9. The configuration is completed. The configuration is completed. So if you see system, display, storage, how much we took? 20 GB. So audio, network, so network, USB, shared folders, directories. So if you want to change settings, you need to click the settings. Yeah. So it will see. So CentOS 9, we created the system configuration, 2 GB of RAM, processor, one CPU, and the storage. We took 20 GB of a hard disk space for installing the OS. Here, right? So what we can here, if you keep the add optical drive, what is that? Add a hard disk. So I want to add a optical drive. Optical drive means DVD drives. I want to add a optical drive. So for installing the OS, I'm adding a optical drive. So add. So what is this? I have a download site. Download Oracle VirtualBox 7. Okay. So I have a CentOS 7. So how to install the CentOS 7 or CentOS 9? Both are same guys. Just open that and choose this ISO file for installing the CentOS 7. Okay. So go to the network. So you need to attach the adapters. Something like first adapter is so the network adapter. So this is NAT. What is that? It's the network which adapter. Yeah. So you can select the network adapter is which adapter. Then select OK. Failed. Why? Let me check. See, Circle, virtual box, tools, virtual box events. Nothing is there, right? And what is that? ISO inaccessible. Why? Let's see. Hmm. Storage, dynamically allocated. Yeah. So we don't have a space, I think. Let's desktop or storage. Oh, we have a space, right? 467 MB. Storage details. And to save the settings of the virtual machines and enter users, directly virtual box, center is box. Details for overwriting. We got phone. Okay. Yeah, that's storage. You can remove attachment and what is this? Is add hard disk, add optical drive. And see. Add hard disk. Create a new virtual hard disk. Next 20 GB. The name should be like virtual boxes. Ultimate center is I will give it to center is 7. So yeah, it took center is 7. Finish. Choose. Okay. Click to save the settings. Social mission center is 9. For the social stream box. Yes. Mission save the mission class. Right. Stop. Make sure the kernel module has been loaded successfully. When you have a file device open file driver probably stuck stopping starting. The CXE query, we box get more information. Yeah, we need a reboot, guys. We need a reboot. Let's remove this. Delete all the files. New. CentOS 7. Where exactly? In the I visual box. Other. So, get the folder. Next. Next, next, finish. So go to the settings and storage. So you need to attach them at the AS4. Attach. Center is 7. Choose. Okay. Yeah. Now looks good. Okay. So I'm starting the Center A7 OS installation. So it will take 5 to 10 minutes to install the OS. Okay. So what you can do, Magna, you can, so I will provide you the recording. So you can also download. You already downloaded, right?
No, I'll have to download.
Have to download it.
No.
So, so you can download those softwares and you can try to install by your own. Okay.
This ISO package that we'll have to download it to our local and then use it from the virtual box,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yes. 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 Used. In creative ways, make sure the kernel modules has been loaded successfully. Yeah. I think we need a reboot right now. So yeah, I will give you the recording. Okay. So how you can install the OS? It will be very easy. Just click next, next, next only. Okay. Mm, so where you can figure out. So you to choose it. Yeah. So if you go to the playlist, something like a batch 54. This is the batch 54. Yeah, I will upload this recording here. Mm, batch 51. Batch 51. Batch. You can take the batch. Types of operating systems explained. How to install operating system here. Yeah, yeah. So, so this is the way we can. Yeah. So this is the way we can install the volume. Yeah, it will be very easy to install the OS. Meghna, okay? So I'm giving you this recording to install the OS. Okay. Yeah, I will forward it to you. Okay. the architecture of the Linux. So I will discuss. So we'll discuss about the architecture of the Linux. Architecture of the Linux OS. So what is the architecture of the Linux OS, guys? So architecture of the Linux OS is so something like a application, cell, kernel, hardware. I will show you. Time. Yeah. So what is the architecture of the OS? Yeah. So this is the architecture of the Linux OS. What is this? This is the architecture of the Linux OS. This is the architecture of the Linux OS. Okay. So what this is? So first, this is the a Dell hardware. I will show you. So what this is? A Dell PowerEdge R710. So, for example, this is the server, right? So this is our so this is your hardware. Okay. Yeah. So this is our hardware. Dell PowerEdge. This is the physical server. So which server this is? This Dell PowerEdge R710. So this is the a Dell PowerEdge 7 R10. Okay. So this is the hardware. So in this hardware, you are trying to install the so you are trying to install the OS. So which OS you are trying to install? So for example, CentOS 7, CentOS 7 or 9, you are trying to install. So once you install the CentOS 7, right? So for example, so this is the hardware. This is the hardware. On that hardware, you install the CentOS 7. So CentOS 7 kernel. What is that? So the heart of the OS is a kernel. So the architecture of the Linux system consists of following layers. So what are the layers? The layer is hardware layer. So hardware consists of all the peripheral devices, RAM, CPU, hard disk, etc. Right? So what is a kernel? So kernel, it is the core component of the operating system. It is the core component of the operating system. Interacts directly with hardware. Interacts directly with hardware. Provides low level services to the upper level components. So it's a hardware which is the heart of the OS. Kernel is the heart of the OS, and so on top of the kernel there is a shell. So what is the shell an interface to the kernel? What is that? An interface to the kernel, hiding complexity of a kernel functions from the users. The shell takes commands so from the user and executes kernel functions. Execute kernel functions, applications and utilities. So the applications are utility programs that provide the user most of the functionalities and operating system. Something like so where you can execute the commands, you can execute the commands in the shell prompt only. What is that? So Linux is a CLI OS. What is CLI? Command line interface. So shell is a command line interface. Shell is a command line interface. So where you can execute the commands, you can execute the commands something like in the shell. The shell is nothing but a bin bash. What is that? A shell is nothing but a shell is, so we can, how you can interact with the OS, you can interact with the OS through shell. So which shell they are using in the Linux? Linux is using the bash shell. So shells are something like K shell, C shell, bash shell. Bash is nothing but a born again shell. So Linux uses the bash shell. Linux uses the bash shell. Understood? Yeah. So features of the Linux. What are the features of the Linux? For example, features of the Linux. Features of the Linux. What are the features, guys? What are the features of the Linux? So Linux features are, so Linux is a portable. What is that? Linux is a portable. Linux is a open source. Linux is a multi-user, multitasking, and multi-programming, and hierarchical file system, and shell, and security. So what are the features? So there are, the features are portable. What is that? It's a portable and open source and multi-user and multi-programming, multi-programming and shell and security. The security wise, so Linux is a highly secure. It's a highly secure. Okay. Yeah. So now you understood the architecture of the Linux. Architecture of the Linux. And the next we will discuss about the file system hierarchy. What is that, guys? The file system hierarchy. So which file system hierarchy? Linux file system hierarchy. Linux file system. Linux file system hierarchy. So before discussing about the Linux file system hierarchy, so we will discuss about the Windows file system hierarchy also. Which one, guys? Windows file system hierarchy. Windows file system hierarchy. So Windows file system hierarchy. You already know, right? You have a laptop, you already know. So the Windows file system hierarchy. So the Windows file system hierarchy means, so in the C, so whenever we install the OS, so whenever we install the OS, a default file system, a default folder structure will be created. A default file folder structure will be created while installing the OS. Right. So for example, C. So C drive is created while installing the OS. Right. C drive will be created while installing the OS. Right. So what are the directories? What are the files will be created? What are the folders will be created while installing the OS in Windows? So these all are the directories, something like these all are the folders. In Windows we call it as a folders. In Linux we call it as a directories. In Linux we call it as a directories. Okay. Yeah. So this is the, a file system will be created while installing the OS. So what are those? Something like a Windows users program files x86 and path logs. These all are the directories. So will be created while installing the OS. Right. Yeah. So what is the use of these directories? What is the use of these directories? The same like as a Linux also, while installing the Linux OS. So a default file system, a default folder structure will be created while installing the OS. What are those file system, the folder system hierarchy? So in Windows, something like in Windows, there are all the users. Users means, so you are login your voice, right? You are login your Windows system through the users. Users will be created under the users directory, users folder, program files. So program files is nothing but the third party softwares. Third party softwares will be, third party software means Google. So Google, the other softwares after installing the OS. So whatever the softwares we install, right? We will we will install those softwares will be created here. Some like program files. Yeah. So in this x86, so it will create the system related softwares. While installing the OS, right, we need to install some of the software. Those softwares will be installed while installing the OS. So after installing the OS, we need to install the third party software, something like a Git, Google, so Amazon, McAfee, so something like a Oracle, so Oracle VirtualBox, Putty. So these all are the third party software. Third party softwares will be installed after installing the OS, right? The third party softwares will be available in the program files. The system related softwares will be available in the program files x86. Program files x86. Guys, understood? So this is the Windows file system hierarchy. The same like as a Linux file system hierarchy also. What is that? Linux file system hierarchy. So what is this? So this is the Linux file system hierarchy. While installing the OS, a default file system hierarchy will be created. A default file system will be hierarchy will be created. Okay. So something like here in Windows, a default user created while installing the OS. The default user is administrator. Who is that? Administrator. So administrator is the administrator user. Administrator can do anything, right? This user is created while installing the OS. So administrator user is the super user. So administrator can do anything in the Linux. So administrator user having the all the permissions. Administrator user having all the permissions. Same like as in Linux also, there is a super user. There is a super user created while installing the OS. So who is that super user? Super user is root. Root is the super user. Root is the super user. While installing the OS, it will automatically created the root user, but just we set the password. Just we set the password for the root user. So we set the password for the root user, right? So super user can do anything. Super user can do anything. Super user having all the privileges. Super user having the all the privileges. Okay. Yeah. So what is this file system hierarchy? So what is this? A file system hierarchy. So the file system hierarchy. So for example, so how you are interacting with this Linux OS, guys? You are interacting with this Linux OS through commands only, right? So where the commands are available. The commands are available in the bin under bin folder. Bin under bin folders. Here users, right? So where the users are created. So right, the root user's home directory is slash root. So slash root. So the normal users will be created under the slash home. Normal users will be created under the slash home. A Linux file system follows a file system hierarchy standard which specifies the organization of a files and directories on a Linux system. The FSH defines several important directories such are something like what this is. This is a slash, right? What this is? This is a slash. Slash is the parent directory for all the directories. What is that? Slash is the parent directory for the all the directories and the starting point of the file system. Starting point of the file system. What is bin? Bin contains essential system binaries such as something like the commands ls, cat, cp, move, etc. These commands will be available in the bin directory. Okay. So so boot directory. So what is boot directory? The boot contains the files required for booting the system. So we need to boot the system, right? A bootable files. So bootable files will be located in the slash boot directory. So in Windows we call it as a folder. So in Linux we call it as a directory. So the folder and the directory will be the same. So in Linux, we call it as a folder is nothing but a directory. Okay. A boot contains the required booting file system, including Linux kernel, init RAM, init hardware images, bootable load configuration files will be located under the slash boot. Right. Then sbin and bin. A bin and sbin contains the commands, but a bin commands will execute only the normal user. For example, root is the super user, home is the in the normal users will be created under the slash home directory. So normal users having some certain limit of permissions, right? A normal user cannot do anything. But for example, Hari. So Blue Technologies, Hari is the owner of the Blue Technologies. Hari can do anything. But Meghna is only part of learning the AWS DevOps course. He is having access to the only that class only, right? So he is unable to is unable to do anything on the Blue technologies. So Magna having certain limit of permissions. Chaitanya or Raishita having certain limit of permissions, right? The same way, a normal user can have some certain limit of permissions, and a root user can do anything, right? So a normal user can execute only bin commands. A normal user can execute only bin commands. A root user can execute both bin commands and sbin commands. Both sbin commands. Because of a root user is the super user, root can do anything. So root can execute any command. Something like a bin contains commands, sbin contains commands. Bin is nothing but a binary, sbin is nothing but a super binary. Okay, super binary commands. So super binary commands means a root user can execute both bin and sbin commands. A normal can execute only the bin commands because of my normal user can having certain limit of permissions, but root user having all the permissions. That's the reason he is able to uh, execute any commands. He is able to execute any commands. Dev. So what is dev, guys? What is a dev? Dev contains device files which are used to communicate with hardware devices. For example, hard disk information will be located under the slash dev. We took the 20 GB to install the OS, right? That hard disk information will be available under the slash dev. So what is etc? etc contains system-wide configuration files such as network settings, user accounts, system services. Everything will be located. The configuration files will be located under the slash etc. So what is slash home? Home contains the user's home directories, normal users home directories. So mount MNT. MNT is a mount point a temporary file system such as external hard devices, USB devices will be so USB devices will be attaching. So right OPT. What is OPT? OPT contains optional software packages. Optional means third party software packages will be installed now part of the core systems. Right. So here, so we install the system related software. So third party softwares will be installed in the program files. Here also OPT is the folder. OPT contains so a third party softwares will be so here, OPT contains third-party softwares will be installed under the OPT. System-related softwares will be installed under the slash USR. The normal system-related softwares will be installed under the USR, and third-party softwares will be installed under the OPT. Right? Root. So root is the root user home directory for the root user. SBIN contains the binaries used for the system administrative tasks. Okay. What is temp? Temp is a temporary directory. USR means so contains files related to user applications, including binaries, libraries, documents, and source code. What is var? So var is nothing but a variable information. It contains the log information. It contains the a log. All the logs files, system related logs and application related logs will be located under the var log. Okay. Media. What is media? Something like so we took the CentOS 7 ISO image, right? That ISO image we took from the optical drive. The optical drive information will be located under the slash media. Optical drive means DVD drive and CD drive will be available in media. MNT means USB pen drives. Where means the log information will be available under the WAG. USR means USR is nothing but the system related softwares will be installed under the slash USR. Okay, so temp is a temporary directory, so we can copy or store the temporary files. Home is the a normal user home directory is slash home. So what is the normal user? So for example, the normal user is slash home magno. So slash home Hari slash home Chaitu slash home Harshita. What is it, guys? So these all are the home directories for the normal user. The home directories for the normal users. Guys, understood? So here, so Harike is the normal user. Administrator is the root user or a super user. The same like as a OS, Linux OS also. Guys, now you understood the file system hierarchy? So it will be very easy, guys. If you know the file system hierarchy, it will be very easy to understand the Linux. It will be very easy to understand the Linux. Understood, Magnum?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So tomorrow we'll start the basic Linux basic commands. Okay, Linux basic commands. So how you can interact with the Linux. So how you can interact with the Linux, I will show you. Okay. Yeah. So Magna, you will come at 10 tomorrow. We'll discuss about the real time.
I'll
Is
have to
it
see
possible?
how I can travel.
Sorry.
I'll have to see how I can travel. 10 is, I'll check
Okay.
and tell
So
you.
otherwise we can take the Zoom meeting also. So if you want to discuss.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'll respond.
Yep. Yep. Thank you.